What's on YouTube? It's PTT coming at you with another Division video. And today, guys, is really cool. A cool chance for me and a cool chance for you. You know that the live stream has just happened massive for the Division. And we're actually joined, myself and Weege, by Elemental 5, who is Magnus Sanford, one of the community managers at Ubisoft, which is really cool. Obviously, there are some things that he's not going to be able to talk about, I'm sure. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. But, Magnus, welcome. Thank you for coming and joining in with us.
Thank you very much.
We're going to get your level 30 up, mate. We're going to get you up so you're ready for Underground tomorrow. That's the important part. Everything else is just a bonus.
Exactly.
Where do we start, man? I mean, that stream just blew my mind. You watched the whole stream, as I did. It was crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was looking good. The most anticipated for me is the stash going up to 70.
Yeah, I think that is amazing for everybody. I don't know about you. Magnus, you're obviously a PlayStation player, having just come over to Xbox, but for us guys, you know, all the gear sets and incursions and Darkzone that we run with people, we just have so much gear. It is unbelievable. You know, the stash is an amazing upgrade for us all, really. What do you think to the increased stash? Is it enough? That's the big question. Is 70 enough?
Well, it's a good start to say at least, because my stash is full on PS4 for sure. I have been cleaning out several times, but I mean, maybe I shouldn't be that much of a hoarder. So, but it's a good start.
It is a good start, and on the topic of hoarding, I'm a collector of everything, as everyone on my channel knows. I like all the gear sets, all the camos. I was actually going for all the weapon camos when I had to just start selling them because I didn't have a room. For me, I think 70 might fall a little bit short, but like you say, it is a good start. We've got to get them gear sets in somewhere.
Done the old trick with creating several characters, and then I have
just use them as an extension to the stash.
Exactly.
I think we've all done that one. Alright then, I think a logical part to move on that, these new gear sets look absolutely amazing. There seems to be an amazing amount of thought gone into the design of them. You know, the way they've been created and the play style that they want to encourage now, you know, is very different. What are you going to go for first?
I think I'm going to go with a sniper Deadeye. Let's try that out.
You're going to go for Deadeye? Okay.
I want to improve my marksman skills. So let's see.
I like the bonus on the Deadeye. The 100% critical hit chance. I like the bonus on that.
It does look very good, doesn't it? Is it going to make M1As too powerful though? 100% crit hit chance?
The sniper.
No, I don't. We use them as battle rifles, don't we? And most people that have seen us on stream, a lot of the time we use the marksman rifles as battle rifles. But is it going to that meta that's currently the M1A, is that going to be made even worse by 100% critical hit chance? What do you think? I think it is. I think it's going to make the M1As very powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, you still gotta hit something. I mean, I'm not that good at sniper rifles anyway, so I mean,
no, but you've only got to aim for the body. You see, the Deadeye talent, as you know, as well as giving you the critical hit chance when not aiming, it also takes away the headshot damage. So you don't need to land headshots. If anything, that's, you know, you aim for the body, it gives you a bigger surface area to actually hit for. So you're not going to miss as many shots. Body shotting with 100% crit hit chance. If you're spec'd into crit hit damage like I am, I'd be packing a hell of a punch with an M1A if I had a Deadeye set.
Oh yeah. Well, let's see how how fast you can find all the gear sets to get a full full
I'm
full
looking for.
bonus.
I'm gonna look forward to chasing after all of them without a doubt. But the one I think I'm going to go for first of all, because I think it has the most potential, is the Alpha Brigade. Dual SMGs with things like brutal,
Yeah.
Jesus.
deadly, self-preserved. You know, there are so many good talents that you can pick to run with that gear set. To give yourself 6 talents, that's going to be insane. I reckon that my gut feeling is that it will take a bit of a nerf very quickly when you start getting the dual SMGs rocking, you know, with all the critical hit chance mods on them, so they're beefed up again, and the crit hit damage, the brutals, the deadlies, capables, determined, things like that. I think it's going to be a very powerhouse gear set.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. But I mean, like every time there is something new, a new gear set, I mean, let's give it a couple of weeks to get people to actually try them out and see how they work together. I mean, I think the point with 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 all the changes is to get people to try something new this time, not always sticking
Yeah,
to one or two gear sets. I mean, you can have a gear set for every mission or every mission type or every enemy type, or if you go solo or if you go in team or whatever you do.
that was one of the things that we were talking about the other day, when it we each having different gear sets for different things.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you run Falcon Lost as a new. If you're new coming into the game and someone says, "Oh, we're running Falcon Lost. How can I make it easy for my team?" Final Measure. You know, Final Measure is going to make it incredibly easy, because you can just negate the damage of the mortar rounds. I think the Firecrest gear set has the potential to do something as well. You know, the incendiary bullets and things. I very much It's very much my opinion, having looked at all the gear sets, that if you have one of the new gear sets, like if you run a 4-man team and you've got one person running one of each of the new gear sets, you're going to be pretty much geared for anything that might be thrown at you. You
Yeah, yeah,
agree with
more or
that?
less. Yeah, yeah, more or less. But I mean, like, I usually just run around with my. I usually have one always run around with anyway. So hopefully for my sake, I will have like 2 or 3 full gear sets that could change between, just for the fun of it.
Just to play
Yeah.
with different
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, try different things and different types of weapons and bonuses. See what it could give me.
I'm also looking forward to. I've got to remember the name of it. It's not Firecrest. Is it Reclaimer?
Reclaimer.
The
Yeah.
support one. Yeah, Reclaimer looks as if it could be a very good, if you're like, replacement for tacticians as the support role. You know, the tacticians is a very supportive role as a team, for a team anyway. You know, although we've got the tacticians build, you look at the gear sets we've got. You know, tactician benefits one person, but also you know, affects the entire team, doesn't it? It's a good support gear set. Reclaimer looks to take a very positive step in the direction of team support again, with its its extras on the consumables and things like that. I think that was a very well thought out gear set, to be honest.
The
Right,
tricky
where are we
part will be
going next?
with underground with randomly generated missions. I mean, you're not sure what you're gonna meet, what enemies you're
Yeah.
gonna meet, or so that could be a bit tricky. I mean, you have to carry around like at least 2 gear pieces or gear
Yeah.
Yes,
sets.
Yeah. You swap out your gear sets.
I am
Exactly.
still I'm still in the belief 100% though that 2-piece final measures should be on everyone's build, especially going into underground and the dark zone. That 50% exotic damage resilience for just having 2 pieces. Do you know what I mean? That still allows you to have a 4-piece gear set of whatever your choosing is, but you get to have 2 pieces final measure and bang on the extra exotic damage resilience. I think
Yeah.
that's
You
going to
need
be
it for the
a must
cleaners.
for me. Yeah, exactly. And immunizer with the new incursion, without a doubt. I think it's going to be a very similar strategy to what we run Weege when we do Falcon Lost.
Mhm.
You know, with the immunizers on the team, the tacticians build, the support stations. I think that's going to be a very important part to make the new incursion easier. Well, they did. Talking of the new incursions, what about them little explosion RCXD type things? They were pretty awesome, weren't they?
Well, it's gonna be scary for real. I mean, the cleaners are, for my sake, the most hideous enemies there are in the game,
Definitely.
especially with their long range flamethrowers. So now they are gonna get even new choice. So it's gonna be
And we get to face
horrifying.
off against 4 of them at once.
Yeah.
And we don't even know what their special little weapons going to be, do we? That they left that bit out.
Mm-hmm.
But it was still awesome. Still very, very cool. I think the thing I'm looking forward though, Weege, this week, I know me and you will be flying through Underground trying to level up, but that's what I'm looking forward to the most. Getting onto Underground, getting the directives unlocked, and really being able to have some fun in PvE again. You know, because
Yeah,
PvE's been pretty boring.
PvE for me is I enjoy the PvE more.
Yeah, but
So
is
the
that
underground's going to be ticking the
more?
boxes for me.
Is that more because of how broken the Darkzone is, or is that because you just like PvE more? Because that's a lot of people have said they prefer PvE more, but only because they don't have the PvP experience that they wanted.
No, no,
Would you like it more?
I've personal opinion. I've always enjoyed the PvE more in general.
Yeah. Yeah. Same
Good
for me.
man.
I'm not a PvP player at all.
I like PvP in a lot of games, but I am still, my priority has always been PvE. I love it a hell of a lot more. Like you say,
And especially
Underground
when you have
just
co-op.
ticks the boxes for everybody.
The PvE with co-op, I mean, that's the best of the best.
Yeah.
I think the best thing they've done with Underground, though, as in not the DLC, the actual Underground, is make it playable for solo players. That
Oh
to
yeah,
me is the biggest step from Massive. They've made a really good turnaround there. They've said, okay, we accept a lot of people play by themselves or with maybe a 2-man group, and there's a lot of things you can't do. Playing like that, we're going to give you something to play with so that you can still get involved, you can still level up and have just as much fun in our game as those people that do have a team. And that's really cool.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, I agree.
Right,
And
where are
I
we
mean, a
going?
lot
Let's
of
get
people
top
that
side.
already people that reached level cap and they don't want to play Darkzone anymore. I think this will be the opportunity for them to return and have something new every time in PvE environment, solo or
Exactly.
in co-op.
It's going to be a very, like I say, it's going to be a very, very nice turnaround. Right, we've got one down there. Trying to fly through these side missions. They'll be what levels you up the quickest.
Yeah,
Now you've done all your main missions. It was funny, we were running Magnus through Russian consulate the other day at like level 5. He came out like level 11, level 12.
level 12. Yeah, that was very fast.
Just from the one mission, it was awesome. What else is the talking point? New weapons. What do we think the new meta's going to be? I know I've got my opinion. You said it before, just before Magnus joined party.
Uh-huh.
You said what you're looking at running, and I honestly think that has the potential to swap metas over. But Magnus, what do you think with the new weapons? What do you think is going to be top dog and change the meta? If you think it's going to change the meta, or do you think it'll stay the same?
Well, I think there will be a lot of people that will try new ones, but I think most of them will go back to their favorites. I probably will stick to the AUG or yeah, most likely the AUG. That's still my
Right.
favorite.
Mhm.
But I'm still
Okay.
eager to find a named weapon. I have played for like 150 hours, but I have never ever got a named weapon. So even if it's not the best, I still want some for, I mean, for the sake of it.
Oh, we'll
Mhm.
sort you out with that. We'll get you into the dark zone. We'll get you a hungry hog and a couple of other
And I
bits.
noticed on the patch notes you can get a Caduceus from hard mode.
Yes, you can get Caduceus from hard mode, indeed. So
Yeah, but
there's your
still, I
chance.
mean, everybody's talking about, oh, it's so easy to get a named weapon now. I got that one, I got that one, but I never got one, ever. Not in the
Wow,
beta, alpha, or anything, ever.
That
Very
was
strange.
wow,
the,
okay.
the, the, the
I
infamous
might.
Bullet King I got my Caduceus from.
Oh,
Yeah, I got mine. Did you not take part in the Bullet King then, Magnus, at all? Did
yeah,
you? Were you a good boy?
I met him on several
You met
occasions.
him, and
Oh
you
yes.
still didn't get a Carduceus or anything dropped. That's
No,
crazy. I thought
that was
everyone
crazy.
got one.
I mean, I met him once I was level cap on PS4 for some strange reason, but I didn't want to kill him. I want to keep him, but you know, I had to because it was me or him. But still, he's a legend.
Yeah, it got to the point
I didn't
if
want
you
to
had
take him out.
A Caduceus on your backpack, that means you've killed Bullet King.
Yeah, I mean, I think I had about 15 of them. I actually put up a video, my video of how to do the Bullet King, and you know how to keep killing him and things like that. I did that video, and at the end of it was me just like dismantling 15, 20 Caduceuses for
Yeah, I
weapon
think I've seen
parts.
that video, and for me, that never got one. But it was mostly disturbing, or I was just jealous.
Uh,
I wanted
well,
my piece as well.
I'm sure there'll be another Bullet King at some point, somewhere along the line. They will, they will give us back another Bullet King. It won't be intentional, but they'll give us another one at some point, and then they'll take it away from us again. Right, nearly done. I'm getting that one down. Where's this other one? There's one more hiding
He's here.
somewhere.
He's here. He's here.
Ah, there he is, up on the box. Happy days. Alright, there goes that one. It's where civilians are down here. See, we always thought this door, or one of these doors down here, didn't we, Reach, was going to be sort of like an area to the underground.
Yeah.
When they had the whole farming where you could wall breach through everywhere, and everyone went on the mad hunt of going around the world, looking through doors and seeing what was behind them. We came down here and we were like, oh, you know, we can't get through these doors. Maybe maybe there's going to be the underground down here, and obviously now we've got it out. We know it's coming from the base of operations, and that's really cool. And that's cool as well. It's cool that they're extending onto the base of operations, and they're not just extending
Yeah.
somewhere else. They're extending what we've already got.
I like how they're creating that social hub just before you go into the underground as well.
The terminal, yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. Oh, not this way. Not this way. Don't follow me. Wrong way.
All right.
Right, so we've covered gear sets. We've spoken about we've spoken about gear sets. We've spoken a bit about the underground. We've spoken a bit about the new incursion. One thing I know, because I've seen it going off on Twitter, and I had my own feelings about it when I watched the stream, and that is the Darkzone, man. I know you probably can't. This is probably one you might not be able to talk about, Magnus, but I don't feel the Darkzone's getting as much love to sort it out as it should be. We're getting another Darkzone bracket, and they're increasing the NPCs. They are tweaking the chests to, give you better gear if you're in the 201 and higher bracket. That's fine. That's all well and good. They're really good changes. Where's the rest of the changes though? We're getting almost a heroic Darkzone mode if you get the gear score. And let's be honest, if you run underground and a couple of other bits, you will hit that gear score. We're not too far off it now, with the max gear scores of hitting that 231. I think the Darkzone's going to have major issues with the new update coming out. That's my opinion. I think that without making some kind of changes to the cleaners at least, a lot of rage, a lot of people are going to take to some hate about the Darkzone with the new underground. What do you think, Weege? Do you agree with me? You're in the same position as me with the love and hate for the Darkzone at the minute.
Mhm. The flamethrowers are nasty. Nasty.
And now, yeah, but now we're getting them on heroic, mate. Level
Yeah.
35 enemies in the Darkzone. You know, they were bad enough as it is. Where are we going? Round
I
there.
think this
we've got to
one
do a
is.
long run round.
I have to go around.
Yeah,
So
all the way
I
round.
can't talk that much about the future for the Dark Zone, but let me put it like this: what would you like in a Dark Zone?
What would I like in the Darkzone? I would, I would like there to be bigger servers. I think the Darkzone is so big, the amount of players we have in them isn't enough. Um, You know, if you look at how many people you have in a server, and you get, you know, you get a 4-man team in Dark Zone 1 and 2, and a 4-man team farming through 3 and 4, and then another team in 5 and 6. Do you know what I mean? You're all spread out. There just doesn't seem to be enough agents in there. I remember
But
something Hamish said when on a previous stream. He said in the Dark Zone that we would fight. He would guarantee us fighting for supply drops in the Dark Zone. That's how good the loot was going to get. And why they delivered on the good loot coming in the Dark Zone and from the supply drops. How often we go for supply drops whenever they come up. We get 2, 3, sometimes 4 of them. How often do we go up against other agents?
Not very often.
Because they're still the other end of the map, and you know they say, oh, 0.6 or a mile away, we're not going to make it up there, we won't bother. If there was more agents in the Dark Zone, I think that would kind of change it a little bit. I don't know.
but
What
don't
would
you
you like to
think
see?
there would be more rogues as well?
Yeah, exactly. More rogues. As a rogue player, you've got more people to kill if you want
Yeah,
to.
that's true. That's true.
And if you don't want to go rogue, it would mean there's more rogues for you to go and try to kill. But I don't think they could look at adding more people in the Dark Zone until they sort out the Tactician build. At all. I think they would have to sort that out first. Supply drops more often could also be good. Maybe every half an hour rather than, you know, every hour. That could be a nice little change. You know, it goes back to that hardcore gamer versus casual gamer, doesn't it? You know,
Yeah.
your hardcore gamers that are on all the time, yeah, they make the most of the supply drops. The guys, well, all of us here now actually have kids and work and everything else. You know, if you've only got half an hour or an hour and you just want to jump into the Dark Zone with a couple of buddies for half an hour and you miss supply, you know, you just don't, with them being every hour, you don't get to make the most of them. I think if they came around more often, people would also fight over them a little bit more because they want them. where was
But
he?
do you
There he is,
think
one
that
behind
more
us.
people in the Dark Zone would, or you want more supply drops at the same time?
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
that could
both more
work.
players and more.
That could be a good that could be a good compromise as well. If they were only every hour, but there were more of them, so you haven't got, you know what I mean. The way the Dark Zone is at the moment, if you're in the 201 bracket, and it's only going to get worse in my opinion with a newer Dark Zone bracket. We went in the pre-update. You know, we were getting 3, 4 supply drops, not an issue, you know, because we were melting through the enemy. When they brought out the new Dark Zone bracket, it's taken us a lot longer to kill the enemy. You know, we're not getting around to as many of them. So yeah, if there were more of them, maybe that would be a little bit more fairer as well, I suppose. More on the map. Maybe one in each area guaranteed. You know, one in DZ 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 guaranteed every single time there was a supply drop. That would be something I reckon the community would like. What do you think, Weech? More supply drops. That could be pretty cool. You think?
Yeah, I like the supply drops. Like,
You love them, and the more of them, the better.
yep.
Alright, I'll tell you what, guys. Really interesting thing. If you obviously you're watching this, let us know in the comment section down below. What would you like to see in the Dark Zone the most? Would you like to see bigger servers? Would you like to see more supply drops? Whatever it is, let us know. And don't come at me in the comment section and say you want nerfs to flamethrowers in the Dark Zone from the cleaners, because we all want that. Massive. I'm very well aware that the community wants something done about the flamethrowers. It's all over social media. So don't tweet. Don't let me know that one. Okay, we know that one. Well, Magnus, what would you like to see?
Personally, well, uh, maybe something for the lone player. We're not forced to play against four other four player groups.
That's a
But
very
that's
good
not.
idea. Actually, someone mentioned that before on one of my videos. A solo bracket Darkzone.
I mean, for solo
To,
or maximum two-player squads.
Yeah.
that would be very good. If you had a bracket where if you were a solo player or like you say you were a two-man team, you could go in and not have to worry about being gangbanged by a four-man team because you're going to wreck them, aren't you? And it's
But I
not
mean,
balanced.
as a solo player, you could actually take out two other players, but four, that's tough.
Unless you're a tactician.
Exactly.
And how will you, as a solo player, it's very hard to get a tactician's build because you can't do incursions or Darkzone and stuff like that. So yeah. But I think everything we've said about the Darkzone, be it supply drops, be it like you say, stuff for solo players, I think the biggest thing that people would like the most as the community, like the first thing we would like to see, we'd like to see the Darkzone balanced. That has to be the biggest thing to come soon, is an overhaul completely of the Darkzone to make it more balanced across the board. I don't know. I don't know what you think about that, Weed. Would you agree to that or not?
Nah, I'm not too sure. It's Dark Zone's a tricky one for me. I'm not that I don't like the Dark Zone. I'm just not a big fan of it. I prefer my PVE.
I
I
would
wouldn't.
like to see a Darkzone, I suppose then. You're right, the PvE content. If they were looking at maybe doing a solo like bracket, what about a PvE only bracket? Where you don't have to worry about it. Take that whole PvP aspect away. If you want to be a PvE player, but here you go guys, you can still go into the Darkzone if you want to and just face off against the PvE. Yeah, we're both guilty of it, Weege. How many times do we see a solo player on Extraction and think, yeah, we're going to take you out just for the easy XP and loot?
Yeah. Yep.
They've done nothing wrong to us. They haven't done anything to encourage us shooting them. We just want to have a laugh and then laugh because we've managed to melt them with a pistol. If there was a PvE only Darkzone, that could be pretty cool. Maybe if it was smaller, maybe limit it to just like, Darkzone 1 and 2. If you're just in bracket 1 and 2, that the PvP's turned off, maybe. I don't know. There's so many things that you could possibly do. I think we just have to leave it into the hands of Massive and occasionally let our ideas be known. And they're aware. They follow social media. They watch YouTube videos. They read Reddit. If you've got a good idea, there are plenty of ways that as a community we can get that back to the dev team.
Yeah, and I know all my colleagues working directly in Massive or in the forums, they read almost everything, so they are very aware of everything.
Talking of everything, actually, as a final point before we get off, because I've just realised we're well into half an hour. I think I can tell the future, Weege. After tonight's stream, I think I can tell the future, or at least Massive might have seen some of my videos. I did an update video, a community future update video. Any of you that have been on the channel long enough will, I have no doubt, watch it because it was one of my most viewed videos to date still, and it had one of the most amount of likes and comments and everything else from you guys as a community, and that was what we wanted to see in future updates. And I said I wanted to see weapon recalibration, and this was put out months ago. I said I want to see weapon calibration, and why not use Phoenix credits, because that also fixes the issue of using Phoenix credits You know, they're not just sitting there. It makes Phoenix credits useful again, so that, you know, it's a double-barreled fix. We get to, you know, roll some talents on our weapons, but we also get to use our Phoenix credits, and then we want to grind hard missions and challenge modes again. Weege, when was the last time we did a challenge mode? It was months ago, wasn't it?
A long time ago.
But we're going to want to do them again now, after the update, because we're going to want any excuse to get Phoenix credits, aren't we?
Yep.
So, I think I can tell the future. Because they've massive have implemented my exact idea into the next update to recalibrate weapons, which is really cool. When I heard them say how it was going to work, I was like, yeah, I said that months ago, I can tell the future. But yeah, there we have it, guys. A really cool talk with Magnus. Got some really cool ideas. As always, let me know any comments you've got in the section down below. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, because there are plenty more Division videos coming your way. Magnus, thank you very much for coming and joining us. Let's put some right effort now into going and getting you geared up and through incursions before Underground comes out. YouTube, thank you for watching. Till the next video, me and Weege will catch you tomorrow on stream for Underground live. Tune in then. Have a good night all.
Cheery bye.